Today is January 19th, 10:26 p.m. I got back from washing dishes approximately about 40 minutes ago. Now I want to review this trade. This is a typical trade scenario uh, where I tend to accumulate and then start to lose, but I hold on until at the last moment. This is something that I need to fix. This is Costco, and Costco displayed a characteristics of approximately at about 9 o'clock this morning was the low of the day, and then it popped up a little bit, and then it was actually a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then it was actually above VWAP. And the trailing averages were actually moving in the upper direction. Now, I got in somewhere here, and uh, at this point, I was actually up significantly, quite a bit actually. Now, when I got to this point or this point, I noticed that the top had a curvature. So if I look a little bit closer to this section here, I noticed that this is a 1 minute candlestick chart. I noticed that it was forming these curvatures. That's one, another curvature, and another curvature. So each time it failed, dropped, it went up, failed, and dropped, and then it failed and started to drop. Now, at this stage, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I have two other trades which I have been positive, and I'm thinking, okay, now the logical thing to do for me at that moment was to hold it to see if I can maximize it, see if I could hit a home run with it. Then it soon ran into this candle right here, and then it started to drop and drop, picked up a little bit, started to drop. Now, unbeknownst to me, essentially, actually beknownst to me, essentially what usually happens is just like Mark Twain's statement, how do you cook a frog? You slowly raise the temperature. This is where the frog is being cooked right there. This is right here. This is where the frog is being cooked. It goes up, higher, low, higher, low, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high, and then whammo. This is the point. The reason why this is occurring is because after the market, at about this point, Costco announced that they will reinstate the stock buyback program, which is worth a $4 billion stock buyback. Now, had they announced it here, boy, I would have been up pretty good today. I mean, we're talking about oh yeah, I would have been up significantly. So what I ended up doing was sell it somewhere right around here for a small loss. Okay, I sold here for a small loss because now I should have had a like a trailing stop loss, but I watched it, and my gain just eroded. It was significant erosion. It's like, should I sell? The frog is saying, should I get out? Oh, it's too warm. Should I get out? Oh no, it's still very nice. Should I get out? It's too warm. It's nice and it's comfortable. Should I get out? Oh, I can't get my muscles are all like loosened up. Boy, this is really nice. And then right here, whammo, reaching the boiling point. right there, and that's where I got out. That's unfortunately, I'm thinking the frog is thinking, okay, the water's too hot, but the whole body has been um, essentially the whole body is essentially cooked, and it just can't do anything about it. And so even though the frog wants to jump out, it just can't. It's a lost cause, and therefore this is where I sold and essentially um, turned a winning trade into a losing trade. This is something that I need to work on. As I see this and this and this, I need to have certain criteria that says, okay, if it, so that's why there's a thing called head and shoulders is clearly being defined here. Shoulder here, head, shoulder. And so what I need to do is when it drops below this point, there is a high probability, such as here. As soon as it reached here, I should have known to sell because it's reaching a lower low instead of a higher low. See, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. But it dipped. It dipped below here, so I should have known that I should have gotten out right here. All the indications here. So this is something that I need to be more aware of, and the tactics that I need to use in order to save my gains before it becomes eroded. And I'm thinking, okay, it gets here, it goes here. Oh, there's hope, and then drops below here. That should have been another clue. When it dropped below this candle, it has further downside to go. And this it was probably the second point that I should have gotten out too. So I need to be more aware of what's going on. So lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high. So this is something that's telling me that, so this is essentially a reason to exit. This is one reason to exit. Lower, low, lower, high. These are the combinations that are telling me that reversal has occurred. And so if I am able to maneuver things properly, then most likely, if I were to backtrack and see this, higher high, higher high, higher high, and then dips here, which is below here. So if I gotten out somewhere in this vicinity here, what other proof do I need to exit? However, my mind was thinking of something more grandeur in a in a in otherwise it just every indication was telling me that it's going down. Every indication, even the indices such as so if I look at so if I look at the Dow Jones, so if I look at the Dow Jones here, right here, even the Dow Jones was indicating it right here. So I should have been paying attention to this and correlated it, which it did correlate. Now it belongs to the Nasdaq, though. Let me take a look at Nasdaq. So if I look here, Nasdaq. Where are you, Nasdaq? Okay, so let's go to the indices. Let's go to the comp. Even the comp was showing the same characteristics right there. That is a clear indication that I should have taken proper action right here. And when it hit, that's a head and shoulders right there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. When it dropped, I should have gotten out right around here. So when it correlates, this is something that I need to be more aware. So right here at about 1306, okay? So if I go to here and look at 1306, where's 1306 is right there. So essentially at that time, by that time, it would have been a difficult situation here too. It's halfway from where it essentially crossed the VWAP at this point. And so now I see that what I need to do is in order to protect my gains, even if it reverses and goes back up, it's good to exit at this point because it was clearly clearly displaying the head and shoulders situation here. So this is a, I know what I've seen in the past is that this particular situation does not occur every day, and therefore it'll take some time for me to understand it. It'll take time for me to I know what's going on, but my subconscious side needs to pick up, and so I need to see it more, and I need to act on it. So only gaining experience that will cause muscle memory, and that muscle memory will allow me to trade properly next time around, so that I could preserve the right there. When it popped back up here, essentially I had a substantial amount of gain at this point too. However, it just did not occur to me that I should have gotten out, even at this point, even though it was clearly showing a lower high right there. I should have gotten out when it started to dip like that. So right here on a 1 minute candle, it just dipped, and then it went below here. So this is a serious lesson that I need to experience more and make it into muscle memory.